All right, hello and welcome to a special edition episode of Matchday Vlogs where we're going to be talking about the transfers and the latest is going on. All right, let's get into it. We're back.
We're back. So soon.
So, how long were we off air for? It just feels like it was a long time.
I will say, when you messaged me earlier on, I was like, oh my God, it feels like it's been a year since I've spoken to Mike. I think that's because I've spoken to you almost every day for 16 months. So yeah, mate, I've missed you so much. You know, when your dad popped by the shop earlier on this week, I was like, I need to talk to Mike. I need to see more of this man. So yeah, mate, happy to be back. Well, what was the last one? The last one was our very long evening.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! If anyone watched the Wards was a fun show to do, but the season review
was
just went on. Yeah,
it was
exhausting.
brutal.
To relive every single match in the way we did. I think what I should have done is I should have said, "Okay, here's our pinnacle moments," rather than go, "This is what happened every single game, and these are our emotions." So
it was a slight kind of torture. Like, the first bit was fun. We were winning. It was real fun. And then it got to the post-Liverpool game, and it was like...
got to mid-Jan, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do anymore. I just want to leave it there and just say, well, let's jump again to 2 games.
It would have been the most brutal two-parter for us to do. Could you imagine that? We were just like, we're going to have to finish this tomorrow. Like, I can't do this anymore.
We'll just leave it there. Exactly that. Well, anyway, we thought we'd jump on air to talk a little bit about all these rumours. I mean, we're in the silly season where naturally everyone's talking about players on the move and, you know, sensational stories come out. And of course, there have been a few jump into the forefront quite recently. One of which, where do we want to start this, Jed? Do you want to start on the Prowse thing?
Let's start there, shall we?
Yeah,
because it's terrifying.
The bad and the ugly, maybe.
Yeah.
Part of it. I mean, in terms of what I can see, this story has been sort of circulating around for a while, I think, in terms of sort of on the underground scene. And there's only one way that this happens. I mean, the positive thing about this is that Prowse is on a long contract with Saints. He only signed last summer, so there's a good amount of reason for him to stay on. You know, we are protected in a way, in the sense that there's a decent amount of time on his contract left to run.
Yeah.
But the big worry for me on this one is it all depends on Jack Grealish. So if Jack Grealish is still at Villa, nothing to worry about. But if he then moves on, then we might start to sort of get a bit nervy. But for me, I don't see what the allure is of going to Villa. Do you see anything, Jay? I mean, is there anything there?
Villa are a big club. You know, they are a big club, and they did really well, and they seem to be progressing really well. But at the same time, it could. You know, I've seen Villa for the past few years. I've not forgotten what sort of team they are. That they can have a great season and then a terrible season, and a great season and then get relegated. Villa are, you know, an up and down sort of squad, and I know what they are trying to really reassure themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that signing that their matey from Norwich that they just bought for 30 mil. I mean, when that went through, I messaged you saying, "Cool, you know, we need to do moves like this. You know, just a solid big player, a decent name and."
Yeah,
so that's what got me worried about Villa. It's like, oh, they are spending a bit, but it's Prowse, and I feel like if he's going to go somewhere, he knows that in a Southampton squad, if you're going to go, you can go to a Liverpool eventually. You can go to a bigger side. You can go to a side that'll probably win something. You know, Ings has been, and he's already looking at City and United and those teams. So why Prowse would choose Villa,
right?
Doesn't really track for me for the places that he could go. Like, I'm not saying that he'll be with us forever, although like he should be. He should be our Mark Noble. We should keep hold of him with everything we've got. And I do think, and I think Prowse knows that too. He's the captain. He's the captain, so he knows what he means to us.
And I think it's like if he looks around and sees activity going in the right direction, like, you know, Ralph has said he wants to boost and have a few more right and left backs. And, you know, another winger. It doesn't look like Takamine Mino is going to stick around for another loan period, and another forward. So perhaps if Prowse sees, you know, us strengthened, then there's even less less reason to think about a move elsewhere. I mean, if he was to go to Villa, he's not going to be playing any European football. He would be guaranteed first team every game. And I think that's perhaps something that if he was looking at a club where, say, he wanted to play Champions League football or something like that, he's not going to be guaranteed first team place in a top four club.
No.
Is that fair?
It's absolutely fair. I don't think there's anywhere that he can go where he'd be as, well, first of all, but as he is our man. Every game for 2 years, we centre it around him. He is for a guy when Ralph arrived, we didn't really know what where he should be playing or what he should be doing. Really, sort of a man that could play a bit everywhere. Yeah. He's now so like the centre of our squad that we build around it that I think it would take an unreasonable offer for us to lose him, especially like you say with his contract being the way it is. Being he signed it in this last summer, he's the captain of the club. He's playing the best football he's ever played. For me, it doesn't seem quite the way.
Yeah, I mean, I just put up this comment by Steve. Go to a so-called bigger club to enhance his international chances. There's a lot of talk about the reason why Southgate didn't pick Ward-Prowse and. Who did he go for in the end? It was the guy from Brighton.
Ben White.
Ben White.
Yeah.
Or Ben White, something like that. But which is a real baffling thing. But I think The Guardian had a feature on the fact that Southgate has seen the statistics in terms of it's mostly defensive sides who wins international tournaments. So that's why he went for another defender. But you look at Prowse's game and you think, well, he kind of plays CDM for us, doesn't he? And the performance he had against, who were we playing? Was it Romania during the week?
Yeah.
Or over the weekend. But it was a fantastic and incredible defensive display. Excellent deliveries into the box. It baffles me, because he can play right back as well.
Well, I think that's more of a Gareth Southgate is wrong decision. But
yeah,
you kind of knew when a right back went out, a right back would be going straight back in. Purely because there's a lot of great fullbacks in England right now. Yeah, and his the only way that Prowse was getting in is if it was Henderson that had dropped out. I still think he should have done because is he 100%? Like, no. That's the way you should look at it. It shouldn't be Ben White was out, so Trent Alexander was out. It should have been.
It should have been, why are you taking
an injured Henderson
exactly
over an extremely informed Ward-Prowse?
Yeah,
who could, especially when you've got Grealish on the pitch, who's going to get fouled. Yeah. Why not have the best set piece taker in the league?
Yeah, exactly that. So I don't think if Prowse was at Villa, hypothetically, that he would have had a greater chance in the international side. So I don't know.
I found two when I was looking at getting the notes early on. I found two like the source report, the two main reports of it. One of them just said, "What was it? Where's it gone? One said, it to Birmingham for sure, and that was the Birmingham Mail. That was the one where it sort of got taken out. But then the only other really big article I could find was one that was a statement from the club saying hands off. He's got a hand. They're saying no.
Yeah.
So the two reports I've seen is he's going to Birmingham, and the other one saying Southampton has said hands off. So
yeah, absolutely. And they naturally would shut it down. But for me, I just don't see there's enough to attract him there. He's not going to look at it and go, oh, they've got a really big fan base, so I'm definitely going to go. It's just like, nah.
No. If I saw Chelsea were interested, I'd be worried.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I would be worried if it was a team of that sort of caliber, but not Villa.
So we're going to draw a line under this one for now, aren't we? Say it's done.
Yep, and that's for everyone. So everyone at Villa, if you're listening, we've made the decision.
Yeah.
Back off.
He's not going anywhere unless it's 100+ million.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Even then, no, actually, no, definitely.
In which case, I would still want salons and a few bits and bobs, but yeah.
Yeah. 100 mil with a salon clause.
Yeah, and give us Martinez. We need a keeper.
That we do. So the other big news, Parao. how you pronounce it?
Perude. If anybody's in the chat section wants to spell it, so we can actually say it.
In there. And get it in there, but no, it looks like an interesting thing. Not a surprise. Southampton are looking at a left back with Bertrand on the way out. We don't have anyone, so it was a case of if we're not looking at getting at least 2 left backs, I'm going to be severely worried. This another player coming from Stade Brest, the team who gave us Diallo.
Your favorite.
My favorite player.
Can I just quickly interrupt and say, are you seeing this Italy ball being taken to the pitch on a remote control Volkswagen?
I've already kicked off.
Well, I'm far behind, but that was a remote control Volkswagen that took the ball to the centre circle. So that's fun.
Nice.
That's
nice.
fun. That's fun.
a PR stunt for maybe for their emissions thing. There we go. Anyway,
yeah,
so this one kind of looks like it might be a done deal. It's looking pretty good. I think Leeds are also looking at him. But in terms of a player on the books nice and early, it would be good to get this one done. Do you know anything about this guy?
No, like you say, it's I don't watch an awful lot of the French divisions, and if I have this season, it has mainly been to see Jose rocking it with Lille. So
right.
No, I've not seen anything of him or really know too much about him apart from that he's a left back.
Yeah,
and that's all, and that's what we need. That's what we need. So that's fantastic. The only other name that I saw just going for that left back, there's a few kicking about. I'm kind of hoping that we can maybe double up because we need it. Because if he goes out, what do you think about Valerie and Haskins? Is it Haskins that's out? Right.
Vokins.
That's it. Valerie and Vokins.
Yeah.
What do you think about where do you see their future at? I see maybe Valerie out, but Vokins in because of that goal we scored against Portsmouth.
Yeah, I like the look of Vokins actually. Remember that game? I can't remember which game we went to see actually, and I didn't realise it was Vokins playing, and I thought he was playing Ace. I can't remember who he mistook him for. But
I'm going to assume Armstrong because it's usually Armstrong.
Armstrong looks like everyone in our side. That's what I generally do. But no, I think he's always got promise. But I heard when he was out on loan somewhere that he wasn't really doing amazing things. But
I'm sorry, but have you seen the Portsmouth goal though?
I haven't actually.
It's amazing.
Was it at Birmingham or Sunderland? I can't remember which way round the lines went.
I cannot remember.
It'd be Sunderland, wouldn't it? In league.
I've got it here somewhere because I sent it to a few people going, look at this. No, I don't know what I'm thinking. I am thinking of Hesketh. I'm not thinking of Vokins. I'm thinking of Hesketh. That's on.
Oh right, yeah.
It's on London Notts County. That's where I got confused. I was thinking about the right player. I even got the right name, but we were talking about a different player. Vokins,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you subscribe to people.
It's all good. I corrected it. We're back online. But no, Vokins was at was it Sunderland?
Yes.
That's what I think. Cool. That was
Valerie's at Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't know if either of those two have got a future. I always thought Valerie was kind of not a right back and maybe might be a winger. So who knows? But in terms of what it's looking at elsewhere, I mean, Ralph has said he is definitely looking at. I pulled this one up here. I'm going to give some shout outs to some other fan channels here as well. So this one from Saints FC Hub. I should be able to read that there. Saints are planning at least 3 more signings to follow Romain Peru transfer. So that sounds pretty confident that one's on the way. They turn their attentions away from Minamino, instead looking at younger targets in attacking midfield. The ideal signing being age 23 or under. Saints are in the market for 2 attacking players this summer, but is already underway to secure those deals. Hasenhüttl wants to sign 2 left-footed left backs and a right-footed right back as backup for Kyle Walker-Peters. Smart move. I think any of us could have really sort of predicted that, hoped for that. And then the other one I've got here from Saint Centre. By the way, go and subscribe to these guys on Instagram. Great channels. to watch. This is again talking about the Romain Peru from Stade Brest. So yeah, no, looking good with a nice picture of Rav going, oh,
Bubbles.
oh.
Oh, bubbles.
Why are you passing it like that? It's playing that game. Maybe that's a shot. Yeah, that's a shot at West Ham, isn't it? With the bubbles there, isn't it?
Yeah,
That was our face watching the
yeah.
West Ham going like, what? What is
Yeah.
that?
It's happening again.
Another 3-0 nothing. So
left backs then. What names have you seen? Because I've seen a few.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Brendan Williams from United is one that keeps popping up
All the time. Yeah.
all the time to a point where there's got to be something to it. I just don't. I think I could see maybe a loan to buy, but I think Ollie quite likes him now. I think if Ollie likes someone, they tend to stay with him. He plays a decent amount for a side there. He shouldn't really be playing that much.
Yeah, and if he's third choice, you think Ollie's going to want him to go somewhere on loan to get some first team Premier League experience, wouldn't you?
And where better than the best team in the South Coast? No, literally nowhere better. So yeah, Brendan Williams is. I think from what I can see, I kind of think he seems to be Ralph's first choice because he is a player that he's mentioned as well by name, and he's mentioned how stubborn Ollie is about letting him go or doing anything with him. So yeah, that is a name that I keep see popping up. The other one, which I think is kind of pie in the sky, was Junior Junior Firpo from Barcelona.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
I saw that pop up a few times, but then I've also seen a few things saying that that's not true. But I like to live on the sunny side of life, and I'm going to say that we are in for a Barcelona player.
Yeah, well, it's possible.
We got. Did we get Romeo from Barca? Was he from Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Was he? Yeah. But he was at Barca. Yeah. I'm confused because I saw him put together his starting 11 the other day of players that he played with, and there's just a lot of Barca in there. I was like, where did we get him from there?
Well, he's Spanish international. I guess he would know quite a few players there. So
obviously.
Well, so, yeah, any other transfers?
What else have I got? Adam Armstrong from Blackburn seems to be another name that I keep seeing pop up, and a lot of people keep talking about him. He scored 29 goals in the championship. So that kind of seems like a level of striker that we do like to go for. That rings of Shea Adams, doesn't it? Give him a season to settle, another one to semi-settle, and then off he pops. So
rings of Shea Adams, but also you look at what Villa did with Ollie Watkins.
Exactly. There's that seems to be a really. It almost sounds stupid to say, but obviously it sounds like a really successful thing to be doing right now is buying a nice championship player that's absolutely slamming it. Looks like they're playing FIFA on easy mode and get them in the Premier League and just watch them struggle for a little bit and then get into it. So yeah, that's the name I keep seeing. Jacob Murphy as well. Billy Gilmore from Chelsea, not getting a lot of game time, but he's obviously a Scottish international. That's a name I've seen a few times as well. I don't know how much truth there is though. I've seen that he kind of wants a move from Chelsea because he's not getting the game time, and with the squad that they've got now, if it was Frank Lampard's Chelsea, he's going to get some game time. But now, Tuchel, the players he's getting in, what they want to do, how much time will he have?
Yeah, exactly.
And I want us to. I'm at a point where I'm now looking at him. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe he'll play for Southampton next season. So I'll keep an eye on Scotland. But then you remember Shea and Stewart there, and you're like, oh, I actually quite like watching. I'm going to be watching some Scotland games this the next few weeks. So yeah, that's another name. And obviously, for some reason, once again, I've seen Ruben Loftus-Cheek's names thrown about, but no thanks.
No, that doesn't excite you, Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
No, I don't think he did a great deal at Fulham.
No.
Even though I mean,
I think the problem at Fulham though was it was all just a bit of a throw everything together. Nothing really looked to add up because there were times that they looked pretty decent, and other times where the selection was mixed up, and then all of a sudden it just looked an absolute mess. So it's difficult to know, really.
It is. But we do kind of need another centre midfielder that he could probably sit there, can sit there for a few games and be reliable. He probably knows he won't start every week. So yeah, maybe I don't get excited when I see it. I think that's that for me. It just just an old. He's just a bit of an old. In my mind, it's just like, oh, he's a bit of an older player now. Not
Yeah.
kind of past his prime a little bit. For a team, Southampton kind of want a younger squad. So how will I feel? I think, is he past 30? Loftus-Cheeks?
No, I don't think so.
Not yet.
I
just don't quite see him in a Southampton shirt.
Are you surprised that Ralph hasn't identified a defensive midfield role as a target of interest? He hasn't said anything about it. I mean, when you consider, Romeo's been out injured for a large part of the rest of the season, came back for a cameo performance against West Ham.
I've just seen Loftus-Cheek is 25, so I apologise for that, mate. You're younger than me. That's rude on my part, but that just does go to show how I see you when you're playing right now. I see you as an old man. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Everyone starts to get a lot younger than you, Jack. The professional footballers. I'm
17. What about?
But I'm generally surprised that we're not looking at, some kind of. It depends who's around, I guess, and what's available. But what ideally we need is a young Yaya Toure to suddenly make his claim to fame.
You're absolutely right. That is what we need, is a young Yaya Toure. That is a simple ask, that is.
I don't ask for much.
Of course not.
Yeah. Just like Salasu is going to be, the next £70 million defender.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Vestergaard's going for 100 mil this summer. Did you not know?
But on the flip side of this, who we're expecting to come in, are you expecting anyone? I mean, let's put aside the Ings debacle because we could talk all night about that. Is there anyone else that you think you could see them moving on in this transfer window?
I think there are a few. I think probably we've probably seen the last of Shane Long. I think I've seen things saying he's going to Reading. I think that'll fit that pace will fit him a lot better. He seems to be, he's got a knee surgery to get, so I think his time in the Prem's probably done at this point. Yeah. Actually, I was kind of looking forward to having him sort of retire at Southampton. He's been there for so long now.
Yeah,
agreed. That'd be the thing. Angus Gunn, I think he's pretty much all but confirmed gone, right? To Norwich.
Going to Norwich, yeah.
Norwich for £5 million, which that's how much did we pay for him? About 15.
No.
It wasn't from City, and it was a bit much.
Oh, was it?
Well, now I've said it, right? Now I've said it.
Everyone's going to have to be Googling this now.
Yeah. We're looking for someone to just sound. We need like a young Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast, guys. So if anyone wants to come on and just be our Googlers to correct us when we're definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. 13.5 mil.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
Yikes.
From City.
I stand corrected.
Awful.
I'm genuinely shocked by that. I thought that was like a 7-8 million kind of move, but
no, it's a bit of a waste of money from us. So get Hibby out. Josh Sims is out of contract, isn't he? So I think he'll be gone.
Yeah, there's talks of him going to the dark side.
He won't go there.
Just go to the MLS. Go to the MLS. Seriously, move to America.
You could do anything, mate, but just not there.
You could go and get an apartment in Newark. It's a lot cheaper than Manhattan.
So yeah, those are the ones I think will be going. Like we were saying, I think Gineppo still got some time to improve. I think he's got another season in him of playing somewhat consistently. Lamina, I think he's pretty much. I think he should go. Really, surely his time's done.
A lot of people said he deserves a chance under Ralph, but I think it's a work ethic and an attitude stance that a bit like when Ralph and Charlie Austin tried to work together, just didn't work. And I think seeing how lethargic Lamina can be on a football pitch, if he doesn't like where he's being positioned or the way the game's going, then I mean we've all seen it. But he is an incredible talent. He's
an incredible talent, but there are a lot of times in a Southampton game where heads drop, and we need a squad of players who, when the heads drop, they can pick themselves up. And I don't see that in Lamina. I don't see him. Once the game's gone, will he be the one to bring us back in it? I just don't. I don't see it from what we've seen of him.
Yeah.
Even what I've seen from him at Fulham, I don't think he. I know what you're saying with Fulham. It was all a bit of a mess, but I still feel there was moments for him to do stuff in it, and I just didn't think he was that great. Elyounoussi, on the other hand, I could see Elyounoussi coming back. I think he's done all right at Celtic, but you don't like him, do you? Mike's never liked him. Mike doesn't like short people.
It's not that I don't like him. I mean, when you watch the footage of him playing at Basel and just ripping apart Man City, he looked incredible. He looked utterly fearless, but he just looked too fragile and frail for the Premier League. And, even at his time at Celtic, there's been moments where the Celtic fans have got on his back to say, that he hasn't been doing good enough. And then he has an amazing game and he's a massive loss for Southampton. And, oh my goodness, we should sign him on a permanent. So,
it's difficult,
tricky. I just see the question pop up from David here. David Baker's with regression. Would you prefer Diallo over Lamina as cover for Romeu? Well, my answer. You know my answer to that. I would take me over Diallo.
I can't wait for Diallo.
That's a bit strong.
To
Sorry.
score nothing but 45-yard screamers next season. Every touch of the ball, I want him to absolutely embarrass you. Absolutely embarrass you.
I'd love it. I'd love it. Prove me wrong.
That's what we're here for. We're here to be proved wrong.
Exactly. How about you, Jack?
I just think Diallo's got a bit of time. I think he's still got a bit of time
As a CDM.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. He's not a CDM.
He just needs to get tough. He just needs to get tough.
But neither's Lamina, is he?
No, neither's Lamina. I think for the position that we have, Diallo is the player that you could probably mould into that if you just got him on the weights. Get him on the weights, man. That's all. Look at Gineppo. Gineppo is definitely a much stronger player than when he first signed. He's definitely got a bit more bulk to him, and he's
it's true.
Looking better. That's why we want to drive him on that. I think Diallo's just a season behind that, so there's progression to see in young Diallo. And if we get his mate in, Peru from France, now he's got a mate. Be all right.
Yep. And also, in terms of the goalkeeping position, I haven't seen anything mentioned about that. Does that surprise you as well? I mean, it's from R787B. Interesting.
Me. I've been saying that a signing that I would love Southampton to do is that big sort of Martinez from Arsenal to Villa. I think that was a great move from Villa. I think that was the best signing of last season. Yeah, and I just think a decent, Premier League proven goalkeeper is kind of what we need. Diallo does need a bit more tweaks. Every player needs a bit more tweaks. That's how you get superpowers.
So distracted there. Thank you for that, David.
Absolutely. But I do think McCarthy is sort of done. I think he needs replacing, but I don't think that's the main concern from Ralph. Do you know what I mean?
So I'm just laughing at these silly comments going in. Guys, seriously.
Come in.
Diallo golden boot incoming. So, I'd be bold enough to say if Diallo gets golden boot next season, I'd buy one of those blue shirts from down the road. That's how safe that bet is. Come on.
I don't like you.
I'll buy you one as well. That bet. Flipping out.
I don't like you talking about that team.
Well, that's what I said. One of them.
I'd rather you say, if that happens, I set myself on fire. That's a more reasonable thing for you to say. How dare you say you put one of those tops on?
But anyway,
any reason ever.
Back to the subject. Something from Dexter. He said he's going to rotate Forster and Maka next season. Why would you do that? I just don't see that working in terms of having a consistent starting 11. Why would you 2 games on, 2 games off?
That sounds to me like we've got a budget. This is what I definitely need. This is also a problem.
Okay.
But this is not the first problem.
Yeah.
Let's see where we are in January. But we need someone. We need. I don't know who, because I feel like it needs to be a bit more on the periphery than just a Premier League goalkeeper. I wouldn't mind who's mate that just went down with Sheffield United. The one that
the blonde hair guy whose name is completely, who was at Bournemouth as well, wasn't he?
Is it Johnson? That's not Johnson. Is it Johnson? No, I can't remember his name. But that guy.
That guy.
That guy.
Who we know.
That guy did wicked on a couple of my FIFA seasons. Yeah. When I took Union Berlin to the Champions League, he was in goal for me. He was great.
There we go.
Ramsdale.
Thank you, Dexter.
That's the one.
So there we go. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up. We're going to have a show straight after this, which I've already delayed slightly for our Euro predictions. So we're going to be jumping straight into that. So everyone here on the chat session can join us for that. Max, who's jumping in here, like James Ward-Prowse, in all right, guys. We had a big long chat about that at the start of the show, and we both reckon he's hands off. He's staying on the South Coast, and
I'm afraid he's not for sale. I wasn't going to use it. But it's there.
Let's use it.
You know.
There it is.
Well, that was stupid, wasn't it? That was a silly thing that I did.
That was worth it. All these backgrounds and all these sort of green screens that we do. So there we go. Well, thanks to everyone who's joined us for this special transfer edition. We'll do another one of these as things progress over the course of the summer. So just to keep the general conversation going, it's always good fun to have a catch up on this kind of stuff. So I'm being distracted by the football in the background. Turkey versus Italy. It's all kicking off. But as always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and go and jump into our Euro prediction show, which we are jumping into now. All right. See you shortly.
Bye.